I'm doing this. I'm going to put you guys down here. I'm going to. And just like that, it happens. Look, Fox News. Can you believe that? The big time. I was actually in Fox News. 2016, I did an event in Texas, and I told the promoters, I said, we need to get as much press as possible. And they're like, well, we tried everything. I said, fuck it. So I called up Fox News in Texas. It was in Dallas. And I said, I'm a celebrity. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm coming in for this big event. We're doing a cancer charity event, and we need some airtime. And the guy was like so overwhelmed by this. He goes, okay, well, can you get here in a half an hour? We can give you, 20 minutes. I said, I'm done. I'm in. Boom. We ran down there. We got to Fox News. They brought us in, and we did a nice little paintball demonstration. And while we were there, we met some other people that we're doing also some tailgating demonstrations and stuff. It was fantastic. So yeah, we got us on Fox News. It was fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Our second show of the day. But see, if I didn't tell you that, you would just think that there's like many shows. But it's our second show of the day. In the evening, it's actually 6:30 here in Los Angeles, California. I'm wearing my paintball explosion patch, and we've got a thing that we're going to be doing every Sunday evening or so. It's this new initiative that GI and Hollywood Sports has started. And what's basically going to happen is every night of the week, they want to do maybe like one night MagFed, one night Pump, one night something else. Well, I got the scenario big game one. And what's going to happen is we're going to try to keep paintball alive. It's not dying, but we're just basically going to do everything we can. If you notice, there's a lot of people pumping out a lot of videos and stuff, and we're going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be bringing people in, talking about paintball, talking about the this amazing thing that we have, and I want to just basically celebrate what we've got. We've got an amazing thing. We have amazing people in our community. And so every Sunday, we're going to talk about big games, scenarios, that kind of thing. So tonight, I've got two cool cats with me. One is this guy you're familiar with. What's up, brother man?
What's up, guys?
And we got, let's see how noisy this is going to be. Ready? Cross your fingers and fire. Leon, you did it. Did you stop the wind? Are you like a god or something? You can know how to stop the wind?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it goes again.
Yes, that's exactly what I didn't do. Yes, that's exactly what I did not do.
All right. I'm getting a lot of
it comes and goes.
Leon. I'm getting a lot of feedback in the wind department over here. So if it gets too bad, I'm going to have to, well, I'll mute you and you can just write notes. How's that?
Oh, sure.
Go sit in your bathroom.
I'll find a better spot.
Yeah. If the wind gets too strong there, Leon, you got to sit in your bathtub so you don't get carried away. Or what they do?
This is normal wind for here. This is nothing.
Here's the thing, Leon. This is a live show, and we can't listen to wind. So we got to do something about it. So if you want to,
pull me out. Let me reposition again.
Okay. So we got Mark. He is. I'm going to put you this way, guys. I got this crazy idea when I started doing my other shows that to game producers and show producers, game producers, and just creative people to come in and put together items and say, hey, listen, I want to do a show on this, or I want to do a show on that. And Marc has stepped up, and he's been actually helping me produce a lot of the shows, getting people, gathering the cats in the background and saying, hey, let's do this thing. So you guys, it's the same thing. If you guys are interested, if you guys got an idea for a show and you go, listen, I promoted it. I got a bunch of people on. I want to do it. Let me know, and we'll take care of it. We'll pop it on the we'll pop it up. You'll become the co-host of that night, and you'll help us run that show about whatever event you want to talk about, or whatever project or anything. Just let me know. So again, Marc stepped up.
What he's forgetting to tell you guys, this show isn't Reaper's show. This is it's about you guys.
It's about everybody. It's everybody. Well, you're right. It's we're very lucky that we've got sponsors that can take care of this, and the sponsors want us to basically make sure that everything goes well, and going well. Basically, what's happening is they're saying, "Hey, we just want like this. Make your own coming down. We just want you to help us push our products and help us advertise." And I said, "I'm in, no worries." So you guys are benefiting from it, and let's take advantage of it. It's going to be great. Okay, we got this amazing platform. We've got Fox News behind us. No, I'm joking. Anyway, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to get Mr. Leon in. He's calling in from Oregon. He's been to a couple super games over there. We're going to talk about, super game West Coast, basically where everything started. And maybe when he gets his, organized, his wind management organized, he can join us again. Hang on a second. I'm just going to grab something. Look, Marc.
That's right. Pete Snapple and a straw.
I got my
Can't have it without a straw.
Look, I am with a straw. Look.
Yep.
I didn't have a straw, and I'm spilling it all. Oh, again, you guys, straws here in California. When we drive and drink and work, everything's in like our little compartment there. So it's easier just to like sip and then go kind of thing. All right. So listen, until we get Mr. Leon back, the initiative that GI Sports and Hollywood Sports and I and a bunch of other people are doing is to keep the paintball in your consciousness, in front of you, and say, hey, it's not going away. Let's see if I can bring him in.
Hey, Leon, do I hear a future paintballer there?
I do. Oh my gosh. All right. So what we're
it's worse than that. He's actually played in his own little way. Say hi.
Hi. Hi. So what we're doing, you guys, is every Sunday evening we're going to be doing a like a scenario big game show, and we're going to be using this hashtag Paintball Strong to get the word out there about it. You guys use that if you can in everything that you do. When you go to bed at night, when you wake up in the morning, whatever you do, just put hashtag Paintball Strong so we can get the word out there to everybody that we're trying to be a one big community, one big family, and keep paintball going strong. So hang on a second. Let me just turn that on. Okay. So Leon, you've worked miracles.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did it, but you did it. You worked miracles. So now it's everything sounds okay by me. All right, listen, Leon, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Leon. Some people know me as Rampant Sanity in the Pacific Northwest. I've kind of shortened that to Ramp. My wife, who is we're calling Raider, is kind of a Laura Croft style player. I think last time I played a super game, I think you met her briefly.
Okay.
Anyway, if you don't know who I am, that's okay. I can be completely obscure anyway.
Was she dressed as Laura Croft?
She's not here, otherwise I'd probably say hi. No, she wasn't, but she did borrow. For a while, she borrowed a Star 12, and thought that was awesome.
That's nice.
So we've actually got some pictures from Bangarang Photography with her carrying that around and doing all badass.
I like it.
And after that, she went pistol primary and kind of just wanted to do that for a while.
I like it. It sounds cool. Okay, tell everybody that you're 3 miles inland from the ocean, and next and behind you. Or don't move. Whatever you do, don't move. But behind you is like a saltwater bay or something.
It's not behind me anymore. I had to move.
Okay.
I live in Newport, Oregon, which has a pretty good sized bay called Dequita Bay. It's a saltwater event. When I'm not playing paintball, I actually sail. And my job right now is to manage a fleet of boats for the Corsair Foundation. They're power, paddle, and sail. So it's not just one type of boat. It's a whole bunch of different types and a whole bunch of different skills that are involved. And what we do with that, with those boats, is that we run youth training programs for boating and sailing. We've got 2 Sea Scout programs. One's here in Newport, and one is in the Dalles, Oregon, which is on the Columbia River, which is all freshwater. And then we have here in Newport just a general boaters education program that the point is to teach them how to be responsible boaters at youth level. And then we have a vocational training program based on the marine trades. So the reason why I was able to cut the wind is because I understand how the wind works, and I'm actually sitting in the middle of several. I live in an RV park, and it's sitting in the middle of several RVs, which has cut the wind down to almost nothing. So
were you able to come about and?
Well, I can still show you where it is, but we're going to have some wind.
No. Don't move. Don't move. I just wanted to make sure you're able to come about and get the sail in your jib, and make sure that you knew the starboard from the port. And yeah,
I know the difference between starboard and port.
Nice. I
even know what color they're supposed to be.
I used to sail when I was in my 20s. I used to sail on lakes and up here, and it was fun.
Second grade studies here in Michigan.
Yeah, you know what? And also where Mark lives in Michigan, the lakes, Enron, Jamron, Manyan, Janyan, whatever the name of the lakes are. He's got a.
How about Michigan, Huron, Ontario, Superior? There's one more. What is it?
Try it. Do this. Holmes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, Superior.
There you go. Anyway, I tried.
I missed Erie.
I got the sound right.
Got it right.
Anyway, all right. So, you guys, listen. I've gathered you here tonight because we're going to talk about some big games. We're going to talk about some scenario events, and just kind of again keep our sport in people's consciousness, and give people who are sequestered, locked down, home alone, or whatever, just give them some hope. I'm just joking. My God, it makes it sound like we're on the Titanic.
We're not.
Well, you want some hope? I can give anybody who owns a boat or operates a boat some hope right now. Go look up U.S. Coast Guard Marine Safety Information Bulletin 11-20.
Boy, that sounds too.
That's all I'm gonna say.
That sounds like what the hell did you just say?
The U.S. Coast Guard has determined that anybody who owns a boat, operates a boat, or maintains a boat is an essential person, and they should move about the nation freely.
Are you serious?
I am serious. They are essential because a sunk boat requires 20 or 30 people to get it safe and secure and not causing an ecological disaster.
All right. I like how you work. You guys, okay, go out and buy a boat.
One person can keep a boat afloat.
Okay.
Takes
Wait a minute.
takes a
Hang on
lot
second.
more to pick it
Hang
back
on
up.
So if I put my boat on a trailer and I drive it around, there you go. I could be essential. I could like. How's that?
You could try that. That might be what gets you in trouble, though.
Okay.
It should be in the water.
Nice. I got it. Okay, you guys.
Sea trials are a thing, though.
What's that?
Sea trials are a thing.
Sea trials. Is that when you get caught
Sea
doing
trials.
something and they put you in jail? You do a sea trial?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sea trials are where you make sure your boat floats. So you put it in the water and make sure it's fine.
I got it. I know. I'm just joking with you. I know what it is. All right. So you guys listen. Where you are from, Mr. Leon? You said you've been to Super Game a couple times.
Yeah. Right now it's about 2 hours from me. It's about 2 hours from me right now. I used to go when it was 8 hours. I lived on the other side of the state. Hang on a second here.
That's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I was gonna do a baby show. I was gonna see if I could see if that worked. I was gonna do like have 6 babies on the thing, and people just like maybe just staring at their camera. But,
you know, the ironic thing is that we were going to go to Super Game last year and decided that we needed to do a local thing here instead. And that was going to be his first attendance to Super Game. So he hasn't gotten to go yet. We'll see what happens if things happen this year. I don't know what'll happen.
How many times have you been?
I've gone somewhat consistently since I think 2008 or 9.
Okay,
I've lost track.
that's fantastic.
And I'm what you would call a lazy player. I'll go out and play for 2 hours, and then I'll take an hour to reload, and go back out and play a couple hours, and then take an hour and reload.
That's
still
fun.
paintball.
It's still paintball, and I still get shot at, and I still shoot at people, and oh wait, we shouldn't say it that way. I still go out and play, but I've gotten to the point where my level of I have to win has kind of mellowed out. I don't have to win. I don't have to be responsible. I don't have to do anything. If you want me to do something, great, let me know. I'll go and do my best.
Right.
But I'm not going to destroy myself over it down, if I fail. I'll go and go and go. But I don't have to, it's not the end of the world if I fail.
Nice.
That's where I'm at with my gameplay. And I don't think it was ever to the point where I was like, oh, that sucks. I really could have done better. It was always, well, I think I can do this. And sometimes I would go really hard and I would be really disappointed. And other times it would just be, okay, I did all right.
Oh, that's cool. Listen, that's the idea behind the big game, the scenario. We all have our little specialties, things that, that we do basically. Some are aggressive players, some are back players, some are chair warmers. I mean, we all have our, thing that we do. There's no rules basically. When you basically, unless you're in a leadership position, if you're just an average Joe and you go and you pay your money, if you want to stand in the parking lot the whole time, but that's what you want to pay your money for, then that's fine.
It's funny. It takes a village. Like I was saying before, Ponder, that guy, he always goes off and checks our food to make sure our food's ready for when the game's over.
Right. That's true. Yeah. So you guys, somebody's
got to feed everybody.
What's that?
Somebody's got to feed everybody.
There you go. So yeah, so there is nothing. So it doesn't matter what you're lazy or not lazy or who cares, whatever. You guys, listen. There was also a I think I saw Ryan Greenspan talking about it about this blood drive too. There's some kind of blood drive going on. We will get scenario and big game players involved in it. My idea was to have I've been trying to do this forever, and I don't know the a resting period, but basically, imagine if we had like a mobile blood bank show up at an event, right? If we had a 3-day event, we had a mobile blood bank show up. When you guys give blood, what is the, how fast can you get back on the field? You know that?
The last time I gave blood was a long time ago. But I remember that I tried to hop off the table and go back to class, and they wouldn't let me leave for like an hour.
An hour.
So I think that if you had a mobile blood bank there, your on-site EMTs would kind of freak out because they would be expecting to have to treat people, and I think that the blood bank would probably freak out because they would be expecting people not to exert themselves afterwards.
Gotcha.
I could be wrong. I could be completely and utterly wrong. I'm not, I'm not in that particular. That's not my bailiwick. I don't understand. I don't know everything.
Right.
But talking to people about stuff like that. I mean, if you give blood, you're not allowed to give blood again for 6 weeks.
Right.
Because they say that's how long it takes for you to regenerate what you donated.
Right. And what I'm thinking also is if it's like a 3-day event and the van is there or something like that, and you're going to sit out for a while anyway, that kind of thing. So if you're going to rest for an hour or something, I don't know, just an idea.
My son he gave blood. They say 45 minutes to an hour and a half.
Okay.
Hang on.
All
Daddy,
right. You don't know.
What?
Sorry, I strike that. That's what he thinks.
Anyway, I don't know. Just an idea. I'm throwing it out there. But so anyway, there's you guys can contact the Red Cross if you don't have a van showing up at your next event. You can contact the Red Cross, and what I want you guys to do, because I'm going to be doing the same thing, is either take some pictures and post it, and say I gave blood for paintball. How's that? Hashtag I gave blood for paintball.
Hey,
yeah?
I got a question, Leon.
Is there any math involved?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Ryan Soria. Who is that?
Who?
I am absolutely
Soria.
I don't know. I meet a lot of people, but I am sadly incredibly horrible with remembering names. If I just meet them and go off and do something else for a while after a moment or two, I recognize the name from Facebook, but I haven't been on a third party and anything other than a Facebook conversation for, I don't know, 10 years.
So you know what? You and Mark should get along fine because you both forget names after 30 seconds. So you guys could be like walking around like two Alzheimer's patients.
Wait, what was your name again? Your name's covered up. So who are you again?
I'm Leon.
David. I got you. I remember you.
Yeah, fine. Listen, you guys, give a shout out to Australia, Tim Miller. Say good day. Good day.
Good day, mate.
Good day, Tim.
Tim Miller said, he said, if you give blood, this is what's going to happen. It'll be full of alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
For some, that's probably the case.
So you guys, listen, we've got maybe you can tell us. We've got the Super Game. I think that's going to be when? They moved it up.
I think they said July.
Yeah.
That's one of those things where I put it in my calendar and forget about it for a while.
Right.
I know that they were still signing people up, and they were offering refunds to those who weren't going to be able to go.
Right.
It's still happening, and I'm giving Oregon. I live in Oregon. I'm giving Oregon and probably California and Washington. Of course, this may not happen either, but I'm giving them about till May 1st before some minor civil disobedience starts and people start leaving their homes and doing what they want.
Wait a minute. Are you a conspiracy guy?
No, but I'm a patterns person. And the pattern is right now that people are fed up. I've been under lockdown because I haven't really changed my life, but everything that I was doing has been canceled. I was going to a welding class, and that was canceled mid-March when the schools were shut down because it's a class. And they've canceled all of my classes, which were supposed to start last week. They've canceled all of them till May.
Okay.
So, and they even then, we're not completely sure that we're going to get to start them again because the governor has control over what the schools are doing, even at the secondary level, post-secondary education level, the college level. So,
yeah.
Other things in my life have been canceled and pushed back till June and July. And so what I'm seeing is that everybody's having this particular effect where, the governments are shutting down as many non-essential people as possible. And even the court systems have said we are not going to bring anybody into the courthouse until this date, and they've rescheduled everything.
Okay.
You can still file paperwork, but you won't get a hearing or anything for a very long time unless it's criminal, because they have to respond within a certain amount of time or let you go.
Got it.
So there's not going to be what's going to happen. What I think is going to happen is the people around the beginning of the month are going to be sick of this, because I'm on looking at 6 weeks of being told I can't go do anything.
Right.
I can't. I have a transportation workers identification credential. I have a Class A CDL, and I'm told that I'm supposed to stay home. And it's not just the government telling me to stay home; it's the government and everybody else around me. And so what's going to happen is that sooner or later, and it's already started. We've had the state parks have had vandalism happen because people have come in from other counties and other areas and just busted down barriers so they could go to the beach. So this is going to start happening a lot more, and it's going to get to the point where law enforcement is overwhelmed and unable to assist anybody. So either they bring in the National Guard, which is illegal to do for law enforcement, or they back off and let people move around the country like they're supposed to.
I got it.
You always got certain things. Like here in Michigan, they were smart. They just shut down the auto industry, so Michigan shuts down.
Yeah, well, if you're not getting paid and you don't have any savings, you're probably going to stay put. But when you're told you can't work and you're still expected to pay your rent or your mortgage, and having the president or the governor say no, that's not gonna happen. You're not going to get evicted during this crisis. You're going to get evicted probably immediately after. So you still have to pay your bills. That's not a thing. You don't get a free ride. You don't get to use your money for other things. You just the stress of having your livelihood taken away is supposed to be reduced.
Right. I understand. Listen, I got to put
I'm not talking politics. I'm talking patterns.
I got to put a comma, pause, exclamation, or something on your sentence because it's going a long way. Okay. So yes, listen, I agree. I understand. Got it. Okay, cool. I actually was planning on doing a kind of a show like that, talk about the whole, how's it affecting people, what's going on kind of thing. But for this one, I'm kind of actually want to stay on topic. So listen, Leon, I appreciate it.
Let's go back to Super Game then.
No, listen, I understand. Listen, I understand. Every time I talk with people, there's like this floodgate of I've been pent up and I got it. I've heard so many conspiracies. I've heard so many. Listen, I got it. We're trying to uplift people that are watching the show, and I don't want you to start start a riot. So let's just chill.
Well, yeah, no riot.
Okay,
that's just where I see things going. So I think that what's going to happen with the Super Game is it's going to happen anyway because of this pattern and of the way things are going.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be something that happens where where people are allowed to go do stuff. Paintball is one of those sports that, well, here, let's use the super game rules as an example. If you're within 10 foot of a person, you're supposed to yell for their surrender and not barrel tag them. You're not supposed to touch anybody at super game.
Hang on a second. Whoa. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. You just said what? Is that how you play, or is that how it's in Oregon, or where did you hear this?
Super game rules say you don't touch people.
Okay, cool. So super games.
So
is within 10 feet. You have to say surrender.
Well, yeah, but you can't. You're not supposed to barrel tag anybody. So you're supposed to ask for their surrender or shoot them out. Out inside of 10 feet is where our safety equipment starts being in a gray area. So if you're not shooting outside of 10 feet, you're probably putting people in danger, which means you're going to stay away and go ahead and shoot them. Now, quite frankly, there's only a couple places. If you're in a fort, that's the only time you're going to end up in close quarters stuff.
Okay.
Everywhere else, you're shooting 50 to 80 feet.
So you're saying that because they have a 10-foot rule anyway, they're doing social distancing, right?
They're doing physical distancing. We're not antisocial by any means.
Because I've been there, and when you guys are all mixing and mingling and by the stage and all that, the vendor area, and come on, unless we're all wrapped in a bubble, there's no way that's going to happen, right? I've been to the park.
Yeah,
I know.
As far as the game itself is, it's a good game to social distance with. When you're talking about a big game where you're doing prizes and stuff like that, that might be a little.
Uh-oh. You know what? The conspiracy might be real.
They gonna shut him down because he's talking the thing, right?
Dude, look at that. That's a kind of a pretty picture. It's poor guy.
The background.
You know what? What's always funny when someone gets stuck and then they start talking like they've been already just been going on forever, like nothing went wrong. Oh no, really? She did that? What? Are you serious?
Toxic said CIA tapped him. Look at your comments.
I got it. Look at this. CIA. Oh my God! They barrel tagged him. All right, Leon. Listen, poor guy. Anyway, listen. We're here to talk about big games, uplifting spirits. We're here to talk about. Hang on a second. Put me in, Coach. Brandon says put me in, Coach. Why don't you send Brandon a message? Send him.
All right, hold on one second. I will do that right now. Well, actually, let's see here.
Leon's back, but send Brandon in. Send Brandon in.
Hold on, I will do that.
Amen. Yeah. So you guys, I would like to talk about big games, the excitement of playing, all that kind of stuff. And I know you can see what happens. The guy sails, so apparently, the wind pushes in a certain direction and he starts to go off. So, I understand. Hang on a second. Let me get him back in.
There he is. There you go. You gave up. You came in the house.
Well, I don't know. Something happened. My tablet just shut off. So
don't worry about it. We enjoyed talking on your back.
Yeah, we thought
I got in.
CIA tapped you.
Yeah, I got in just in time to see that comment. I'm going, probably. They keep telling me I'm not on a watch list, but I know better because I play paintball and I used to do things in my job that they're gonna watch me forever for. So.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Okay. Listen. Hey, have you ever seen this guy up where you live, Bigfoot? No.
Yeah, guy down there in that corner, Leon.
Yeah.
No, but everybody puts a mask on. So
that's what Bigfoot looks like when after he shaved over here on that's called B-Rad.
Right.
What's up,
guys?
y'all?
Put it back. Put the mask back on, B-Rad. Hey, B-Rad, tell everybody who you are.
Well, You already Bigfoot, I guess. No.
Oh, nice,
Brandon
nice.
Perry.
First I have windy, and now I have no volume. Nice. What next? Let's bring another guest in with one eye. Okay, that'll work too. B-Rad, turn the
Yeah,
volume up.
I don't have a mic.
What are you? Are you using an Etch-a-Sketch? Would you move out? I mean, what are you using? Look at what is going on. Look at this.
Well, see, Brandon, I believe
You guys
B-Rad
can hear
is
me?
on.
For real?
He says, and you know what? He's the one that said, "Put me in, coach." Right? And now look at this. I have to watch selfies. What are you
Oh,
doing?
you know what, Leon?
I did earpiece.
Leon, just to let you know, this is the captain of my team, Soldiers of Chaos, and the chaos that
You guys not hear me
works
at
very
all?
well.
All right. So listen, Leon.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the ceiling. You have a lot of smoke detectors. Do you have do you indulge in?
Oh, no. This right here and this right here, that's the air conditioner.
Okay.
And that's a speaker. Smoke detectors are on the floor in the RV.
Oh, I got no
'Cause
idea.
They have to do CO.
Okay.
It's a weird
So-
place, but
Okay, you guys. So
yeah,
back on
I
track.
told you nobody wanted to look at the inside.
Listen, Leon. Back on track. You've been playing at
Yeah.
Super Games since 2008, correct?
8 or 9, yep.
Okay. I went for the 50th anniversary, or not the 50th.
I spent a couple of years refing.
I went for the 50th one.
Right.
That was the first time I flew in for it. It was amazing. The crowd, it was huge. It was just an amazing event. Dan Bonebreak, he does an amazing job. Mr. Barnos does an amazing job too. And then I was able to go to the Super Game over on the East Coast, completely different. The one on the West Coast, Tim Miller is trying to call me. Now, Tim Miller, here's how it works. If you would like to get on the show, it'd be fantastic. We'll send you a link. But if you're going to call me on my phone, then I'm going to be like this talking to you while I'm doing a show. It's not going to happen. So, Tim Miller, Mark, do you want to send Tim Miller a link?
I sure will.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to bring in. Let me see if he got his voice back. Hang on a second. B-Rad.
Hi, can you hear me now?
A little bit.
You can hear me? Kinda, sorta. Do I have to talk like this?
What are you using? A can? What are you talking
My
into?
phone.
He's using an
My
iPhone.
phone.
Yeah, but my iPhone doesn't sound
Oh,
like
that's
that. What do you have?
why.
iPhone 1?
Can you hear me? I'm in a cashier booth.
All right.
No?
You know what? Yes. You know what? I'm going to pretend I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you fine. It's fantastic. You're just as
That's
loud as the
what-
rest of us.
That's what we do. We pretend like we listen to him and hear him.
I guess so. I'm going to turn my volume up over here. Okay. I'm going to turn my
Can you hear
volume
me?
up. Yeah. When do you have to get
My
back? To,
mic's working just fine. I don't know why.
when do you have to get back to stocking the shelves at Walmart? Where are you?
I'm in a cashier booth.
Where? Oh, like one of
At
those.
the airport.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Wait a minute. That's what I thought you did something else at the airport.
I used to do maintenance. Now I'm not maintenance anymore. I got laid
This
off.
is fantastic. Now it looks like a bad
I'm an
Japanese
essential
movie
worker.
with bad dubbing. This is fantastic. You know what? Why don't you pretend to talk and we'll fill in the words? This is horrible. What are you doing, man? Put me in, coach, and then this is what you
Okay.
give me.
Yep, just mute him. Hey, I'll go ahead and do it. Yeah, I like bald men. That's what he's saying right now.
Nice. Okay, good job, B-Rad. Yeah, good job. So listen, you guys. Oh, sorry, buddy. Was trying to set up my phone. Okay, cool. Tim Miller said no. Okay, so no, mouth moving, no sound. Yes, we know that about B-Rad. Okay, so B-Rad.
Hey, my question for Leon though is, have you ever been at any other big game besides Super Game?
That one's the biggest that I've been to. I've been to Nighthawk Paintball used to have some really good ones. 400 or 500 players. There was one in Lebanon, Oregon here that which is only an hour from me now, but at the time it was 10 hours, and that was run by TAW Scenarios. It was a Vietnam War role-playing game, and I don't know if this was smart or not, but I volunteered to play the guy who was the executive officer and on the American side, and spent the entire weekend being shot in the back by my own team, because they wanted to, and getting points scored on me. It wasn't just getting shot in the back for fun. It was, they were shooting me in the back and then signing off mission cards over and over and over again. That actually gave me PTSD. I spent the entire trip home just jittery as all get out.
Wow.
But that was 200 or 300 players, I think. I don't know. That was a long time ago. It was an amazing game, though. I haven't been to a single game that wasn't pretty freaking awesome as far as big games go. I've been to, I've been to a lot of little games. A couple players here and there, and then there was one game at Red Dot. I guess we call it Red Dot East now, Richland, Washington, that I was the general for. And it was like a, 30-on-30 type game, but I spent like a week looking over the field map on Google Earth and stuff, and just completely, I found ways to lock down their fort. I found ways to they have a long, kind of elongated field that looks like a boomerang shape, and I spent all that time looking for how to position people, and even with a 10-man team, we could have done pretty good. But
my question is,
opposing was a turn player. He didn't do the same thing as I did, so it was kind of not even a nice way to win.
Did you guys have fun?
We had a blast, and I made it a point to, I tried to stay at the front, so I wasn't just, pointing and telling people where to shoot, but it worked out okay. Fun game. If anybody gets a chance to go to Red Dot, they should go. But they're not doing these scenario games anymore because it did not do what they wanted to do.
Cool. Cool. Listen, you guys, I want to take a break for my sponsor. In fact, I've got a message from him.
Hey, Reaper, this is Yeti, and I'll shoot you soon.
All right. So Yeti, that's Mike Goodeve, and Mike Goodeve owns the Make Your Own Trackswear. And if you do a my code, and when you check out Reaper, you'll get 10% off. Great wear, great active wear, great clothes. You guys should all give it a try. He's always at Paintball Explosion for the World at War or the Plants vs. Zombies. Got the booth there. And hopefully this year, he'll be setting up his big booth with all his clothes. You guys can give him a try. So go check him out. Use the code Reaper to get 10% off. How was that? That was a good segue. Kinda. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Listen, we're not Hollywood. I'm Hollywood, but we're not Hollywood here. Good. Hey, B-Rad.
Because I'm not too shameless about this. Hey, B-Rad, can you actually hear me?
Yes, sir.
Give me when Super Game at Sherwood.
Yes.
When Super Game at Sherwood. Of course.
Can you hear me? Hello.
He's up.
Not only do I want to reboot 2020.
Can't hear me.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
man. All right.
B-Rad, dude, sorry.
Kick him out.
You're
Kick him out.
entertaining, but come on, man. Fix your phone or something. I love you, but I can't see you. You're like anyway. So listen, we've got Super Game has now basically gone to 3 different places. Super Game is Super Game West. Then you've got Super Game East, which is the well, I was just there. What was it? Where? Maryland? Is it Maryland? I think it's Maryland, Baltimore. One of those small little states. It was hot. It was 1,000 degrees, and then now it's Super Game in Sherwood, correct?
Yep, June 26th through 28th.
Right. So
Matt Walton, he put it up there.
And they've expanded, and they've done an amazing job with it. It's either if you want to contact them, just go to Super Game, go on Facebook, find Super Game, and you'll find them, and you'll see who I'm talking about. So what else we've got? We've got Clowns versus Zombies. That's going to be in October at Paintball Explosion. We've got hopefully World at War. I don't know again. Right now, what's happening is because of this Mr. Corona, we've got all of these things jammed in together. And like Hano said yesterday on the show, I think they're going to postpone all of their Living Legends games until next year. So they're kind of like that.
Living Legends he's postponing. He's not. They're not postponing the rest of the CPX right now.
Right, just the Living Legends, and just to give everybody else a chance to get a piece of the pie. So that's really noble of them to do that too. Okay, coming up we've got hopefully we've got.
Does anybody know what's going up with D-Day?
D-Day Oklahoma or D-Day Canada?
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oh. Actually, D-Day Oklahoma, isn't this their last D-Day?
It is their last D-Day, but I don't know if they've called it off yet or not.
You know what? Here's the deal. I'm supposed to also know about Germany today. I was supposed to know about, I think, I was just told by Lead Farmer today on the show that, they might be closing Canada until December. They don't know. So I don't know. I don't know who's got what or what's going on. It's a bit difficult. I guess the only thing you can do is actually just hit up their Facebook pages for the corresponding events that you're talking about, and they can kind of help you out to do that. And hopefully the promoters and the park owners are on target and keeping up with all that stuff and saying what's going on. But it is a disaster to say, okay, I'm going to cancel this thing. But then we're all in that position of well, we don't want to be that boom, it's done. Let's wait and see. I like the fact that a lot of promoters, sometimes on a big game they do do it 3 months ahead, and you get a discount, and 2 months ahead, whatever, this kind of thing. A lot of big games that I've been seeing is they're we're trying to get them at a discount anyway. So, and if if it's the last minute and jump in, you can still do it. This is a really crazy time, and that's why we're trying to actually do these shows to keep some kind of normalcy or normalcy. What?
Let's see.
What am I missing in that word? Normalcy or normalcy? I like normalcy, right?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go with normalcy. I would like to buy a vowel, please. Okay. So anyway, and yeah, so if we can be a ray of sunshine and not be a Debbie Downer and go I don't know everything's falling apart. It's not. It's funky. We know that we have a very small window as far as paintball is concerned, and this is cutting into our window. But again, hit up your local fields. Ask them how you can help. Ask them how you can I don't know, help with pre-registration or whatever. Just get involved, you guys. Get involved, and don't just sit around and go, well, no.
Just remember too, because everybody is quarantined, these fields cannot be touched. Nobody's there, so they're going to need all hands on deck to get them ready. I mean, clean up and bunker repair and everything to get ready for the season.
You know what? You're right. You should actually be talking to them about that, right? Have you met this guy?
I think he's my brother.
It's your brother from another mother. Yeah, he's a cool cat. All right. What's his name? Limbo or Akimbo? I'm just joking. Anyway, both Mark and I have been to we were in the East Coast. We went to what was it? The paintball park in New Jersey.
The game was Alamo.
The Alamo game. I think it was something paintball park. How's that?
Watch Aaron Peters. He'll pop up for us again because he remembers.
He's going to tell us what it is.
Yeah.
And
What?
but it was amazing. It was amazing. They've got a kind of a small park there, but again, these things are Top Gun. Thanks.
Top Gun. There you go. See, I told you.
But I said I knew it had something to do with paintball park in it, right? So at least I got part of it right. Yeah, Top Gun paintball park, right? Anyway, the thing is, even a place like Top Gun, it's a small park, and these guys are hurting. Everybody's hurting, but even the small ones that don't have like a very big staff kind of thing, are hurting. Could you imagine these big parks that that have like a lot of maintenance to do and a lot of ground crew and all that kind of stuff? I'm just my heart's breaking for these guys. So yeah, we're going to do everything we can on social media to support all of these parks and everything you guys can. Just like get in there. If the park is, if Top Gun Paintball Park in New Jersey is close to you, or Cousins in Long Island, let them know. Say, hey, you guys, what can we do? Right? What can we do? So, all right. So, as far
I'm going to point out one other thing you can do. You can call them up and ask them, pay for it, and ask them to leave it on the doorstep. Go pick up a couple of cases of paint, play in your backyard, because at the very least, you're helping them turn over that paint, which does have an expiration date.
That's a great idea. And you
play in your backyard. Do what I do. I take that kid, the 4-year-old out. I load him up with a mag. I let him pull the trigger till it's out, and then I do it again until he's tired of shooting. He doesn't have to shoot at anything. He doesn't care if he's shooting at anything. He doesn't even care if he's hitting anything. He just likes pulling the trigger and watching it go pop.
Right.
Simple as that.
Nice.
Waste some paint. You do something else.
In my area, you don't even have to waste that paint. You just gotta wait for a monster game. We don't have that.
That's true. That's true. But here's the other thing too, is that I bet if you worked out something with the park, they still have their compressors and everything like that. Maybe if you guys can drop off your guns or your tanks, they can fill them up for you, and then give them some money. You know what I'm saying? Just keep the machine oiled, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Is let's see if you guys can do that. Okay, so Mark, you've done big games in Michigan. We just said New Jersey. Where else did you hit?
Oklahoma, Tombstone. That's actually a really cool game. It's just the whole format with that thing. I mean, that game's got stuff off the field, on the field. It's got a little tombstone like row. It's almost like a town. It's really pretty cool game.
There is. They have spent a lot of money on that field and on the towns, on the structures. There's you walk down the middle of the street and they have basically a town or houses or buildings on both sides that you can shoot from. They also have when they do the what's it called? When they do the Tombstone game, it's basically like a White Earp situation. Like there's the law and then the bad guys, and they always I go there as a gunfighter, and they have these gamblers, and the gunfighters are walking around. They're going gunfighter, gunslinger, and then if you meet two, you can actually bet. People can bet on who's going to win when you do the gunfight.
What's crazy? I didn't do the gunfighter part, but what's fun about that game is you got me slinging paint across the road, while you have gunfighters or gunslingers in the middle of the road doing a old Western style shootout.
Right.
And we're shooting over their head. We can't shoot them.
Right.
They're just in the middle of all this play while all this paint's flying, shooting each other.
Right. What do we got? The B-Rad.
Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
Wait a minute. Hey, what? Was that a sound check? Because that
I'm
sounded
back.
good.
I got a mic now. I'm good. Thanks. All right. Sorry.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm here. How's up?
I don't want to interrupt an essential worker on the flow of traffic. So if you're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Do you see any traffic? I don't have any
I don't know.
traffic.
What are you doing there? What are you doing in there?
I'm in a booth staring off into space and watching you guys. So what's up?
Nice. So you are the captain of SOC.
You see that This was that guy. Hold on, that guy over there.
Yeah.
I'm his boss.
Oh, you're his boss.
Right.
Yeah, I'm his
You're
captain.
my boss.
No, whatever. This guy's taking off though, because Mark's been, kind of doing his thing. I've been doing my thing.
Right.
So, yeah, been a lot of fun.
Cool. Okay. So where have you been? I mean, you came with us when we went to New Jersey, New York, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where else have you been?
Oh man, all over the place. When I went to Bones and Ashes, Mark and Ponder, and Elijah.
I can't believe I forgot that one.
Wait a minute.
Bones and
Hang on a
Ashes.
second.
We went there and.
Hang on a second.
Yeah,
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. You are talking like inside baseball. There are people in Australia that might not know where Bones and Ashes are, and you're like,
Okay.
yeah, I went here. I went to. Be a
I
little
would
more
have got to that
specific
part.
so we can give a shout out to the park, maybe, and.
All right, I can do that. Sorry. Bones and Ashes in North Carolina, Black Ops. We went. That's Black Ops North. The following month, me and my girlfriend Sabrina, Scarlett's Photography, went to Myrtle Beach for Dreaded Legends, which was the following month.
Nice.
And then, where else did I go? Maryland, it was Maryland. It would have been I'm drawing a blank. Not Super Game East. Where did we go? Oh, Endless Legends. We went to Endless Legends in October. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me tonight? Mark? Help me out. You guys, we went.
Where's that? I'm doing what I do. I don't listen to you. So what'd you say?
Maryland.
What's that?
Where'd we go?
We didn't. No. You went to with Dave Dinda. Endless Legends.
Yes. You went.
I didn't go
Why didn't you go?
because
That's right. That's right. I forgot. I always think you're always there, so I always think you're going to be there.
I know the one game I missed.
All right, whatever.
Hey, so,
Anyway,
what park was that?
that was oh my gosh, what is wrong with me tonight?
Oh my God. This is amazing.
Oh,
He
wait.
doesn't really suffer from CRS.
Amazing. No worries.
Oh, what is
No
Endless
worries.
Legends? Hold on, I'm still thinking. It's on the no. It's got an X in it.
Yeah.
C-
OXC.
OXCC. There you go. Chesapeake
You
City.
want
There
to
you go.
buy a vowel? Do you want me to finish it for you?
Yeah. OXCC. I got it.
Yes, exactly. That's where Super Game is held.
That
as
was
well.
Super Game East. Yep.
And it's amazing. That's an amazing park. That's just amazing players. It was fantastic. The weather was hot. I mean, I think it was like 100% humidity and 100% just like, but
That was in August, right? For
yes,
you
it
guys?
was. Yeah, it was.
it's-
It was,
East Coast is really hot during August.
but you know what? Here was the thing. You guys remember we went to the East Coast for the Top Gun game and it was in July, right?
Right. It wasn't that bad.
Like perfect. It
Yep.
was like magic. Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. I guess you. There you go. You can't always figure out the weather.
Nope.
I got it.
Doppler for a reason.
I got it. So, Mr. Leon, how are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you very much. I feel like I'm trapped in a box and you're looking up at me. Like it's like you've captured me. I give up. All right. No worries. Anyway, Leon.
Puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again.
Fuck you. I'll take the hose.
Oh, I'm
Anyway,
sorry. It puts the paintball mask on again or it gets the hose again.
Look what I started. All right. Hey, listen, I got a shout out. I got a shout out from Canada. Hold on one second.
Hey Reaper, it's William Gordon from the Ontario Paintball Players Association, playersfirst.ca. I'm out here riding out the COVID-19 in the woods all alone, but no matter where you play, get out and play. You are the OPPA, and when the season starts again, we can't wait to shoot you soon. Cheers.
How was that? Hey,
Well, for me.
that is so cool. Yeah. It's amazing. So all these people are sending in their shoot you soons. If you guys want to do the same thing too, you can just PM me. Just on your phone, just do a quick shoot you soon. This is like, this guy keeps on getting younger and younger. This is fantastic. This is amazing.
What up, Peanut?
Not
Peanut
much.
in the house.
Maybe he can add more to the conversation. Peanut,
What's
tell
up?
everybody who you are.
I'm Marc Bellomy over in Michigan. One of the sneakiest individuals you'll meet.
Nice. What? Tell me about some scenarios and big games you've been to.
We've been to local MagFed games, left and right. Let's see here.
I haven't played left and right. Have you guys played left and right?
I think I missed that one. Where's that?
I
Where's
didn't
that
play
field?
left and right. Where was that? Where was left and right? I didn't play that one.
I don't call him Peanut
Is that
for
a good
nothing.
field?
What?
Is that a
Left
good
and right.
field?
What park was
Does it have
left
tunnels?
and right?
I like fields with tunnels.
I didn't go to that.
They got me good.
Wow.
They do.
All right.
Left and right. And he's like, "Where's
Good
left
job,
and
Peanut.
No.
That's my other teammate.
He has no idea where he goes. He usually just sleeps and then he ends up there.
We got pictures to prove it.
I
Yes, we
understand. I'm taking a Snapple break. Thank
Hey,
you.
Let's all do that. I gotta.
Yeah. Oh, you got Pepsi? Yeah.
No. I graduated. Wait,
What do you got?
I can't get the camera direct. There it is.
Nice.
Wait, there you go.
I got it.
Brought to you by.
Touch your nose with it.
Okay. So
I think this is brought to you by MYOT.
yes, it's brought to you by MYOT Gear. Make your own tracks gear. Anyway, you guys, listen. What we're trying to do again is just bring some humor to you guys. Well, I am. These guys are my straight men. But basically, we're just trying to bring some humor to you guys. To joke about, what's going on. We're sorry that everybody's stuck and that the whole season is basically screwed in a sense. But here's the deal: we all have each other on Facebook. We can share our stories on my show here. I'm going to be doing it like all week long. If you guys want to come on the show, let me know. Get a hold of me, or again, like I said, if you guys want to become a show producer and say, listen, I want to do a show on maintaining paintballs. I don't care, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Put people together. We'll put the show on, and we'll have a good time. If you guys want to be a guest on the show, let me know. I'm doing this new thing. Well, it's not a really new thing because I've been doing it since 2014 with the other show. But I'm going to be doing guest co-hosting. So if you, you're a kid in Oklahoma that wants to be on the show, call in. I don't care who it is. Just let me know. PM me, and we'll put you on the show, and then we'll you can basically help us out as we go along. So anyway, it's kind of cool.
Very cool.
The premise is it's all about you guys. So let's do it. Okay. As far as big games are concerned, as in like, I've been to a Texas big game. That was extremely hot, but it was fun. The players to me are pretty much the same, no matter where I've been, whether it's been to Michigan or Chicago or Texas or wherever basically I go. We all have that same underlining paintball, right? We love paintball. We love the sport. We love to we love our community kind of thing. As far as aggressive players and non-aggressive, you know what? I basically found the same thing everywhere I go, and that's the kind of cool thing about this is it's just like a warm jacuzzi. Everywhere you go, you're just kind of comfortable. You're hanging out, and it's great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to like dip your feet and toes into cold water and go, well, how's it going to be here? It's going to be great, believe me. So, you guys, I want you to get out there when they blow the whistle and go. And again, go hit up as many as you can. I understand that a lot of people are unemployed. You're getting your $10,000 from the government, hopefully, and you are in a bad position. The paintball industry, the paintball whatever is in a bad position. But maybe we can all help each other out. What Gio from Hollywood Sports is trying to do is called a 2020, and basically it's $20 to get in, or $20.20 to get in. I think you get like 500 paintballs, maybe rental, that kind of thing. He's trying to do that on every single park now. So if you guys are a park owner and you're watching or promoter, contact Gio from Hollywood Sports. he's trying to do. It's called the 2020, and maybe we can help people for like basically getting for $20 to get in and go play, so we can keep it alive. Yeah. So
cool.
How's that, Leon? Does that pass your muster?
Sure. Yeah. You bet. That's a great idea.
You sound much better without the wind at your back.
No, actually, I don't. But I'm glad you think so. I sound a lot better when the wind's at my back because I'm completely silent. I don't say a word.
Nice. No, you're fine. So you said it's about 2 hours right now, or 8 hours from your house?
Super Game is 2 hours from my house. The closest regular field is I believe Albany Outdoor. It's just in Albany, Oregon. And then, but you know what? I've never been there. But one place I have had, which is probably 20 minutes farther than that, is the Swamp in Lebanon, Oregon. So Shrek, if you don't know them, you don't know nobody.
Well, I know. Listen, I know them very well. They came out for. We did an event at. There's a paintball park in Oregon that my mom lives near. It's in Medford, and it's called DM.
Yeah.
And so we did this event with Ryan Sexton, and we did it with. He was actually the cook. He came out, and we had a. What was his name? West. I think his last name was West. He came out from up by almost Washington, bringing like 100 pounds of crab, and I think it was about 20 degrees outside. So we were cooking crabs. We had cool. Ryan made pulled pork, and then we had players coming in from as high as Washington all the way through Oregon, coming down, and it was Ralph and the whole crew came in from the Swamp, and it was amazing. So. There was something special, and here's the deal: it was snowing, and they still drove that distance to come down to play, and then they went back, right? So it was crazy.
That was when what was it? The Douglas County. I can't remember the name of their organization, but they were really new a few years ago and really needing a lot of help, and the Oregon paintball players, especially in the Valley. Just kind of, there's this new place, let's go support it, and they'll go support it a couple of times and help it build up a little bit of notoriety, as it were. Yeah. And they'll go. I mean, they'll even go so far as to some of the teams go so far as to bring you into their team for a day, teach you how to play, and give you the opportunity to make the mistakes without all of the If you make a mistake in tourney paintball, you're out in 30 seconds or less, and it's really hard to recover from that knowledge wise. So they'll take you and they'll give you that opportunity to do that. Another paintball field which I haven't been to for a number of years, and they just recently moved, would be Pyrrhic Paintball outside of Caldwell, Idaho. When I was there at their old field, they actually had tunnels, like an entire field full of tunnels. And part of the reason I wanted to go there was that they had tunnels. So I went for one of their scenarios that they did. Those are the two that I really like to see. And pardon me while I have somebody at my door.
No worries. We'll wait for you. We'll hang out. Nothing. We'll just. You were in the middle of a conversation, but that's okay. We'll just wait for you and just like. It's okay.
Hey, who's that guy?
Who's this guy?
I know. I don't know.
Who's that guy?
I pressed a button and then this happened. What? Who's
that?
What the hell? Hey, brother, Matt. Tell everybody.
Sorry, it was my 4-year-old.
Matt.
Hello?
Matt. Oh no,
Can you
Matt.
No, mic problems.
Frozen.
Dude, Matt, can you hear me?
No.
Who's this guy? Who
See,
is
I'm
this
not
guy?
the only one.
Matt, are you listening to us?
I mean, who is this guy, right?
He's making up his own conversation. He's like
Hey, how you doing, Reaper?
Come on, Reaper.
Hey, Matt, what's going on, brother? Tell everybody who you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
hear you.
and I can hear. We can hear you. Fine, it's perfect. Just use the words you know. Go.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. What?
A little lag there.
What show are you on? Are you on another show?
He's got some lag. He's lagging. I can hear in the background. Can you hear me? He can't.
All right, there we go. Yeah, there we go. It's Matt. I'm Matt. There we go.
Let's make sure this works. Hold on 1 second. Matt, can you hear me?
All right, there we go. Well, I'm hearing you twice is the problem. I'm watching you and I'm hearing you twice. That's the problem.
Something. I mean, you don't need to watch yourself. What are you?
Nah, hold on. Watch this.
There
All right.
he goes.
Say something now.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There we go. Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you immediately. There you go. I had to switch headsets. There we go.
Fantastic. Great. Okay.
You know, IT guy don't know how to work his own computer, right? There we go.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad I could help out.
Wait. My question is, so we know where Leon's from. He's from Oregon. Where's this guy down here from?
Well, Matt, hang on a second. Matt, tell everybody who you are.
Again, I'm Matt Walden. Call me Guru. I'm with Mutant Paintball 313 out of Detroit, Michigan.
Dude, I knew who he was. Where you been, Mark?
Hey, Mutant 313. Who you afraid of?
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm afraid of anybody, but I got a couple people I got on my hit list now. Santa's one of them. I'm not gonna say who Santa is, but Santa's one of them.
Yeah, you kind of afraid of Santa.
Give me a hint. It's
I admit it. It's me.
Right there.
I'm on everybody's hit list. It doesn't matter.
There you go.
You got it.
Listen, Mr. Guru, can I call you Mr. Guru?
You can call me that. That's fine.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for your permission for allowing me to call you Mr. Guru. Thank you. So, Mr. Guru. Anyway, listen, Matt and I are both in the same content creators group.
Yes.
He's actually starting his own podcast as well, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Me and Grizz from my team, we're gonna try to start a podcast. I'm not pretty comfortable on camera yet, so.
You look fantastic. You should look at us though instead of yourself.
You're doing better than me.
I'm trying to.
Wait a minute. Try it again.
If I look at you, hold on. Here we go. Right here. If I do this, how about this? Boom. There we go. Now it looks like I'm looking at you. There we go. 2 monitors again. 2 monitors. There we go.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. So you are with a team out of Michigan, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. And now listen, you guys, I get paid $10 every time I say this on my show. You're from what paintball? What's your favorite paintball park in Michigan?
Hell Survivors.
There you go. I paid $10. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Dave Massey, that's another $10. All right. Every time
Hey, do I
You
get
be a
the
rich
same thing?
man.
I'm gonna be rich. I'm just gonna have a show for an hour just saying Hell Survivors, Hell Survivors, Hell Survivors. Anyway, so then Mr. Guru, Matt, so basically you guys have started a new team called 313 Mutants, correct?
Yeah, Mutant Paintball 313. Yep.
And you guys are located around Hell Survivors area?
I'm literally probably maybe a half a mile from you, Mark?
Well, I don't think you're that far.
Yeah, I think you're the next block up. I think I rode my bike past your house earlier today.
Oh, really?
Probably so, yeah.
He's closer than you really want to be.
Poor guy. Dude, I feel sorry, man. You have no money for gas? That sucks.
Not at all. Not at
Hey,
all.
look, I hide my car just so he doesn't know where I live.
There you go. There you go.
Anyway, listen, Mark, what do we have? Marky wants to say you're the man.
Thank you, Marky. Thank you. Marky's great. His content is great too. I mean, I know you had mentioned the paintball content group we're in, but he got some great content too.
So here's what we're gonna, you guys, Matt. Here's what we're gonna do. I had I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. I had Lead Farmer on the show this morning, and we were bouncing around some ideas. And one of the ideas that you saw what I did in the content group is that I wanted to get a list of all of the all the people who are creating podcasts.
Yes.
And what I want to do is kind of organize it so I can pop it up on my Facebook, so then people can go, I didn't know that existed. I'm going to go check out that team. I'm going to go check out this one, and kind of basically help everybody out. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to have a show where I have a lot of the content creators on my show, so we can actually introduce everybody at the, what I'm saying? Everybody gets a chance to talk about their podcast, why your podcast is different than my podcast, and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, I'm looking forward to it. Are you in? Are you in for that?
Come in.
Done deal. All right, I'll send you
to
the
Marky Barhar.
Well, Marky, what?
Who's this guy right down here? You and 313 is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys,
Marky.
do you guys know who this guy is? He owns a hotel. I'm just joking. All the Patels own hotels. That's just how it is. I don't know. When you listen, if you ever want to like get a discount, all you got to say is when you go to like one of the like motel, hotel, whatever, you say, "I know Mr. Patel," because 9 times out of 10, a Patel family is going to own one of those hotels, and you can pretend like you know the father. Anyway.
Hey, Reaper, just to let you know, NJ Patel is one of the greatest meme creators. If you need one, holler at him. He will like destroy anybody.
He's a great guy.
Hey, you ran with him quite well. Don't knock yourself, B-Red. You ran with him quite well for Living Legends 12.
I'm so good at making memes.
He gave me a run for my money, and I'm a novice compared to him. The stuff he does blows my mind.
Yes,
Mark,
sir.
can you send NJ a link, please?
Sure will.
I want to see if my discount coupon's still going to work at his hotel. I'm just joking. Anyway, so okay, you guys, listen. We've got obviously lockdown. Everybody's affected differently. These 3 guys in the middle are basically all Michigan based, and we got our Oregon guy over here who's chomping at the bit. He's about to start a upheaval, a riot. Did you get your?
I'm not going to start a riot.
I'm with you. Let's do this.
Mr. Leon, Mr. Leon, did you buy your torch already and everything? And you're gonna you're gonna go down the street with your tiki torch and anyway.
Pitchfork.
Your pitchfork
torch. That is so amateur. If you're gonna go down the street with flames, it's got to be bigger than a tiki torch. That's like racist BS garbage. Why would you? Come on.
I don't know.
Why? I'll tell you why. You go down the street with a tiki torch because everybody's going to look at you like, what?
Yeah.
No. You guys got it all wrong. That only draws attention to yourself. You're supposed to be quiet and dark so that everyone else gets paid attention to.
We're all from Michigan. We're not quiet.
Listen, Mr. Leon, you've already told us that the CIA has you in their black book, so I don't want to know anything else about you. Thank you very much. I don't want to get my show cut off. That's all.
Reaper, we all got files now, Reaper. Because of him, Reaper, we all got files now. Everybody got a file on us now. So our files open for everybody now.
Listen, my room key stopped working. Could you please?
Who's that guy?
What's up, B-Rad? What's up, Reaper?
What's up?
This is Mr. NJ Patel. No, oh my God, dude, is that like 2 weeks on your face? Is what?
Dude, it's crazy.
A day and a half. A day and a half.
Oh, dude, that's crazy talk. All right,
I can't do that.
Tell everybody who you are.
So I'm NJ Patel. I play now with Cobra. I just got patched in maybe a month ago or so.
Woohoo! Congrats.
Thank you. That's cool.
And tell everybody who Cobra is. Is that Mr.
That's Phil and Seabass, the ones that
my
beat
nemesis.
That guy in the corner.
Right, exactly.
Cobra Paintball's been around for a while. We do a lot of travel games everywhere. They're always commanding and XON. Phil and Seabass are usually commanding or XON. It's pretty good to link up with the group that travels a lot because I do travel a lot myself.
Mr. Seabass is the original MVP, right?
Yes, sir.
And Phil is a sign pimp.
Sign pimp. The Texas Brigade Commander. I'd get slapped if I didn't.
Yes, he has.
I just
Wait,
I
what?
try to ask Team Tags to get on. I just try to ask Team Tags to get on it. I don't want to get on, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, you guys want to do
that?
Team?
See if you can throw them a link, and I'll do eeny meeny miny mo and get rid of somebody. But no, I don't, because I can only have 6 people on here. So send Team Tags. I can actually like play music, and we can do musical boxes, and then like somebody will disappear, and then like boop, boop.
I'm
Anyway,
cool with that.
Or I
Okay,
can volunteer. Or
try.
I can
Yeah, I
volunteer.
could volunteer
No,
as
no,
well.
no, don't. This guy don't go nowhere. These two can
Don't go
stay.
anywhere.
I'll go.
Don't go anywhere. Listen. Anyway, listen. You're playing out of Texas, NJ.
Yes, sir.
How hot is it in that place?
Fucking hot. It's already hot right now.
What were your
It's not-
parents thinking? Did your parents came from India, right?
My dad was born and raised in Africa, and my mom was born and raised in India.
Okay. And then they go like they throw a dart at the map and they go, "Oh, that looks good." Why the fuck?
No,
would-
so the
Texas.
way the whole Indian, like the way the mentality, I guess, is when they come from India, there's usually New York is the biggest port for us to fly into.
Right.
So New York, New Jersey usually has, not usually, they have a shit ton of Indians. Once they get there, they don't move. They stay there. So what happened with my mom was she actually came to America first, and she was living with her uncles in New Jersey, and my dad lived in India still at the time. They got married, and she brought him over, and then the cold was too much, so she ended up moving to Texas.
The cold was.
I mean, because we're not used to the cold, right? Like it's hot.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's like, yeah. I mean, India is can be balmy and it can be like hot. But listen, if you went from an ice chest to a fire, I mean that's basically what happened, dude. I played in Texas a couple times.
It's hot.
It's
I
hot.
refuse to play in the summertime.
Yeah,
Refuse.
dude, it's crazy. And your summertime is like all year, so it's like
Pretty much. It's summertime right now. It's like 90 degrees. It's 90 degrees right now.
That's
okay. Listen,
that's one thing us here in Michigan think about. It's like everybody in the South, we get a little jealous of you guys because you get to play so long. We get like 4 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
B-Rad.
But it's not really like that.
B-Rad.
I think it's like that, but it's really they only get to play 4 months because it's too hot.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's way too hot. Like it's in the hundreds. Like in Houston, it can get like 102 with 100% humidity. It's
Bye,
horrible.
B-Rad. Let you go. I've got thunder from down under. So hang on a second. Oi, oi,
Did you get him finally?
oi, Ozzy, oi,
What are you guys doing?
Aussie, oi.
We're even locked down here. Why do you?
Dude, look at. Here's the deal. He's from down under. That's why he's looking up, right? Are you looking up at us? Like,
Because I got the monitor going as well, and the camera's working on the phone. So,
okay, Tim Miller, introduce yourself.
Okay, Tim Miller from Hunter Valley Paintball here in Australia, and this year is my 30th year that I've been running my business, and I'm telling you, this is not the way I want to remember it.
Dude, this sucks. And dude, this Tim Miller is always sending me these amazing videos and pictures. And I hope your wife never finds out because I'm gonna get my wife's gonna kill me if she ever finds out.
My wife pretty much will understand what I'm like.
You're gonna get me
supposed
fired.
to take your wife with you.
You're gonna get me fired.
Melanie, can you come here, please? She calls me Jesus. Here we go. This is my wife.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Did you save her life? How did that happen?
No. He just has a lot of money.
Dude,
it's entirely possible to have a beautiful wife and be whatever. It doesn't. Nothing else is required.
Dude,
you guys just don't have the accent. That's all it is.
Right. That's amazing. Melanie, where's Melanie from?
Local around here as well. So
in Australia. Sorry, boys.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, Melanie, he's a great guy. You know that, right?
Oh, he is. He means well.
He's a fantastic cat. He's a fantastic. So, oh, nice. Very good. Very international. So, Mr. Miller, you've been out here, right? You've played in some of our events. You were, did I meet you at Living Legends one time?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Living Legends, shall we?
Okay.
Yes, you did. You introduced it. I got on the stage there at Living Legends. That was pretty good. I had Lee Duncan was there with me, and Michael Quinn from Texas.
Right.
And Yeah, they couldn't work out how I got on the stage, but because I was wearing my Oz cams, the guys didn't understand what was going on, and old mate, the security let me on there. And when I was up there, the guys that own the joint actually were on the stage. Yeah, you get up here. I told them I own the joint. They just let me on.
Man,
things you do.
I remember. I think that was my second living. I think it was 2015.
Which legend was that, Tim?
Sorry?
Which Living Legends was that?
I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
Right? I remember, if I remember correctly, let me see if I get this right. I came into the Titman booth. You were hanging out with Garbers, Eric Garbers, right?
Oh, there was a heap of boys there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And didn't you tell me you were half Albo? You told me that, right?
Yes, I am. I'm an Aboriginal.
Yes, you guys, can you believe this? I thought he was fucking with me. I said, "What? You? No, where's all the tattoos? Where's the dark skin?" You said, "No, this is me." I'm like, "Dude, that's amazing." No one else knew what I was
telling people. Yeah, I was just telling people that my dad had a little dude on the light got him. So that was how that happened.
I got it. Listen, didn't Ryan Sexton come out? Is that the park he came out to?
Yes, he did. Yeah, I'm sure he thought he was going to get raped when he drove in there.
He looks forward to that.
Yeah. No, we educated Ryan to a few of the Australian language and the lingos and the accents. Yeah. Yeah. I think he went home gobsmacked actually.
There you go. I like that. Gobsmacked. Yeah. And he was doing a lot of pictures with the indigenous animals, the koalas and the wallabies and the kangaroos.
I've got if you see my Facebook page, there's the 30 years I've got one kangaroo that lets me scratch him, but he's still wild, so he goes off and hides and comes back when he wants some bread roll or something like that. And our big goannas that roll in and eat sausages and then they go and hide somewhere.
Dude.
So, yeah, they just.
You ever heard of Viper?
Yeah.
He's got a pet kangaroo.
Wait,
Sorry?
go ahead. Mark is basically saying that Viper does a lot of exotic animals. He basically rescues them or raises them. He's got this huge menagerie of exotic animals, and one of them is a kangaroo.
Oh, awesome! They're a great animal. Like, it's just they're so placid. But here in Australia, they're probably the same as your deer that you have over there. They're sort of classed as a vermin as such. But for anyone that has never seen one in the wild, other than looking through a cage at one, that they come in and will eat next to you. And a lot of the people that come to my field are just gobsmacked that this happens. That they can stay close to animals. Yeah.
Dude. What's up with the punching kangaroos? Are there a bunch of those?
The punching,
like the jacked up ones.
They were things that happened in the old days, and probably Crocodile Dundee was the best one, where he put the rifle in the kangaroo's hands and was shooting back at the baddies as such. But in the old days, the kangaroos they would get up and fight you. They'd get up close, but if they got hold of you with their upper arms, they can slice you open with their claws or their bottom feet.
Wow.
So, and they would drag their animals into, and like anybody that was attacking them, they would try and take them into the water because you had no grip on the ground where they could actually slice your belly open. So show respect to the animal is what it is. And if you can't show respect, make sure you can outrun them.
Can you outrun a kangaroo?
No.
You can't.
No.
You've got. Listen. Speaking of exotic animals, you've got the platypus there it has a spike, and it's in its arm or something, right? And it can kill you.
Yes. Yep. The platypus was an animal that they thought that somebody had stitched together and put out there as a make believe. But it isn't. It's a real animal, and it lives in Australia. So it has that barb on its hind leg. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy talk. Okay, let's talk.
You know, some of the things that are pretty cool about things is like hearing about different animals. But what I want to know is what's gameplay like in Australia?
Yeah, thank you.
Gameplay in Australia isn't as big. Our laws were so tough here in Australia that you had to have a gun license to have a paintball gun. They can only be used on registered paintball fields here in Australia.
Wow.
New South Wales is where I live, which is 130 kilometres north of Sydney, on the east coast. And I'm in the Hunter Valley. Hunter Valley is a big mining town, a valley, a lot of mines, and the wines are big here in the Hunter Valley as well. But with that, there are 4 paintball fields in the Newcastle area as such. And I at the moment I'm the longest running one.
Wow.
I don't know. Probably I don't know. I just let people make sure they have fun time. I don't get out there and abuse them. I don't run the firing squad if you hit the bottle or something like that. It's just people. You can make mistakes.
That was crazy. Everybody blanked out on me.
Last I heard, Australia also had some laws about what they looked like. You can't have any military-looking markers at all. They can you have them look? Can they have wood furniture on them, or does it have to be a space gun type thing?
Well, so the Tippmann was the biggest brand. I started mine with the Tippmann pump action, the SL1, then the SL2s come out, then the 98s have been there ever since. I've got my biggest supplier is out of Melbourne, and that's Hot Shots Paintball, and that's who I deal with. And I've just got the first Stormer Elite that's come to Australia. I'll be getting that delivered to me this week, and I'm going to do a comparison with the Canada Clips MG100, and just for the customers. So those are the first 2 mag-fed paintball guns that have been allowed to come into New South Wales that are legal.
What's your FPS?
I missed that, sorry.
What?
So what's your FPS?
300 feet per second.
300.
So,
that's not really going to change because that's an ANSI standard, not a which is international. That's not a U.S. standard.
No,
that's what you put on the box. So we've got to abide by it.
In Germany, it's 214. So there's like everybody has their kind. In Mexico, there is no FPS. It's like what? What's that?
That's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, exactly. But let me ask you a question, Tim. You said you have to have a firearms license to own a paintball gun.
This year, we've only just been taking the paintball guns away from firearms registries. So the guns were classed as a firearm. When I first started 30 years ago, the local corporate classed us as a terrorist training organisation. And I said to him, well, we're the only terrorist organisation that advertises where they're training at. So we've only just got it. So it's taken 30 years to get paintball out of the firearms registry in New South Wales, and it's now run through the Department of Fair Trade, which is Services New South Wales. So,
wow.
And it's now down to 12-year-olds can play paintball in New South Wales.
12-year-old. Okay.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, how does that work for like someone that's coming in from, like one of us coming from the States, coming in playing a game there? Like, how would that work for us?
Okay, you can bring your own gun. You have to go onto the New South Wales Services website, and you can apply to bring in your own paintball marker as an overseas, and the events you're going to be playing it at. So it's all new. They still haven't really finished what they're going to be doing with the Services New South Wales, but at the moment, it's a big step for us to have the international players come in. So within the Australian industry, woodball isn't that big because not a lot of people own their own guns. Probably the maximum we're getting roughly around is 120 people to an event. But they're all sort of dropping now because of the all the players now have got their children, and they can't really afford to play as much. So we're trying to boost the ranks of those that don't have children and that are bleeding the poor man's money out of his pocket that he can be spending on paintball.
And who's your?
Oh no, children aren't expensive at all.
They are when they're dragging along and they want a semi-automatic gun and they're shooting the crap out of anything that moves.
Well, that's a problem.
Yeah. So,
well, I started my wife on a pump. So, and on top of that, I started her on MagFed, and she won that same game. She won a. She's working on a Hammer 7, and then she won a A5 that game, and the Hammer 7 was borrowed, so we gave that back. She went and played one game with the A5 and said, "Sell it, get me a MagFed." She didn't like it. So when you have other options, but it doesn't help if you have somebody who's ramping on your rentals.
No.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna say something real quick. I got a question for you, quickly. Australia, what do you do for a living, Tim?
He owns the paintball park.
My business plan is to send the wife to work, and at the moment, because they've shut my paintball field down, and the wife still works for the education department, so my business plan is now working. That I've sent the wife to work, and I do nothing.
Matt, what do you do for a living?
I run a paintball field. So Hunter Valley Paintball is my business, and that's in the Newcastle area on the eastern seaboard.
Nice. Matt, what do you do for a living?
I do. I'm a system administrator for a bank.
Oh,
Liam, what do you do for a living?
I call people like I call people like him and ask him for money at the bank. I run a nonprofit called the Corsair Foundation, which does training for marine skills and vocational training for marine technology.
David, what do you do for a living?
Computers. I have my own computer business.
Yeah. The reason why I'm doing this, I'm gonna do like you do. I got a reason for this and going somewhere.
Wait, no. Are you just taking a survey or what?
No. I got a reason for this. I'm gonna say something. See, I myself, I work in cars for a living. I'm a mechanic.
Yeah.
Well, NJ Patel, if you notice, he kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
He sent me a message. Sorry, he had a call from the hospital. I had to jump off. I actually asked him, I said, everything okay? He said, yes, sir. I'm a surgical consultant, so I get calls all the time.
Yeah.
Now, you think about it. That's out of what? 5, 6 people. All these different things. It all brings us together for one thing, paintball.
I got it. I like it. And I agree with you 100%.
Cool.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Miller. This is your field, right?
Yes, it is.
Where did you get the Huey?
That Huey was actually made for the Matrix movie. That helicopter has never flown a day in its life. It's a full model that was made for the Matrix. So the second young bloke, so they're all my boys that that we all play paintball now, and the one second from the right, he was 5-year-old when I brought that helicopter, and he's 17 next month. But so that was his cubby house while I was doing a lot of the building on the fields, because we'd sleep out at the field. And yeah, so people get their photo with that one. I have another one out the back that's smashed, and that's on one of the fields. I've used that as my Black Hawk Down scenario. And yes, I know it's not a Black Hawk. That was at Boulder Gap over there, and now one of the paintball operators, Paintball Pete, that was here in Newcastle, he sold up and moved over and brought in to the Command Decision paintball field where that's run at.
Nice. Very cool. I was curious also, you have TPXs? I mean, because when we were talking about, like, the types of guns that you can use, do they frown upon those kind of guns, MagFeds?
Yes. So the TPX and all the other styles, I've got guns sitting in my fifth wheeler over at D-Day in Oklahoma. and they just get used once a year. But I can't bring them home because in the Australian laws, we couldn't, because of the massacre that happened at Port Arthur in Tasmania. They banned all semi-automatic firearms, and the paintball category came under the Firearms Act, which means they banned semi-automatic paintball guns.
Wow.
So we could have ramped paintball guns because there was no such thing as a ramped real firearm.
Yeah.
And so they could bring the ramping in. Now that we've taken the firearms away from the paintball guns away from firearms and now to sport and rec as such, we're hoping that we may be able to get the automatic paintball guns into the country as well. So, like the Tippmann Phantoms, I've got 2 of those sitting over there, and I've had them since 2011. They get used once a year, and I just pull them out of the esky and grease them up and start shooting. Those things have never let me down.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
let me ask you a question. At the start of the show, I was talking about the initiative that GI and everybody has started about the Paintball Strong, about going out there and producing videos or content or something like that to keep everybody's spirits high. Did the letter go across the pond and get to you?
I haven't seen the letter as such.
Okay.
I am a part of the brigade program, so Ryan may have sent something through to my son Norman.
Yeah,
Norman
it's not a brigade. It's just GI. But what are you doing? I mean, you guys as field owners, you guys have like a Facebook page, a coalition? Do you have something that you're helping each other with?
Supposed to, not. I don't know. I think a lot of the field here in Australia are all jealous of each other, and they're worried about someone. Yeah, and yeah, it's sad. Only the big fields, I suppose. I'm happy to go anywhere. I used to go down to Victoria and play down there at bigger games, and it was more so the grog session afterwards than playing paintball. But the paintball is the spirit. It's the sport, and everybody enjoys it. And whilst ever you're having fun, people are going to keep coming back. But when you've got people getting overshot by guys that are out there ramping their guns up and adjusting the velocity, you're not going to be winning hearts of new punters that could come in. So, but I call my customers, I call them repeat offenders because of what the coppers wanted to claim us as terrorist training. So
right.
I just tell them they're all repeat offenders and keep coming back to play paintball.
Nice. So you're telling me the as big as your country is, which is one of the biggest islands in the world. I'm just joking. It's as big as your country is. You guys still have that situation where, like, even though you're separated by distances, there's not that kumbaya cohesiveness kind of thing. You still have this like paintball. I don't like to hear that kind of stuff, but that's what you're telling me is actually happening. They're not like all trying to help each other out.
No, and we do have associations that really are not there to support the individual playing fields. It's more so to support the person that had his own agenda, and it's terrible that happens.
Yeah.
Within the industry, like the brigade program that I've run, the last year I had a heap of people they boycotted my field because of another field in Sydney. Another field in Sydney wanted to run an event, so as the money was being spent through him making sales of paint sales as opposed to coming to a venue that's different to where they normally play. And politics was in it, and it was disgusting. But I've just got to try and work with the new people that are coming in. It's sad that it happens, but it is happening. And there's one field in Sydney that believes that they are the entity of Australia, and it's not. It's all the little fields that make paintball the exciting place to go to.
Wow. Okay.
And I prefer to travel overseas and play over there because there's nothing really happening here in Australia.
Tim, you tell them that if it wasn't for a little field or any field or all fields, things like this right here wouldn't have happened. I mean, honestly, David and myself, we met at a field that, what was it, 300 players, 200 players?
Yep.
In New Jersey?
Yep. That
if
was
it wasn't for something like that, him and I would have never met, and we wouldn't be going where we're going. We wouldn't be talking to Leon or Matthew right now, or even getting you on the show, because he probably wouldn't have went this far. I mean, if it wasn't for all these shows and all this paintball.
Wait. Did you hear what he just said? I wouldn't have gone this far. Nice to meet you, brother. What the hell you? Fuck you.
What I'm saying to you, if it wasn't for all this thing paintball around the world, David.
Oh, I'm just fucking with you. I know.
I know you are.
I know.
I'll second that.
No, but
tell Michelle to love.
Mark is correct that actually here, because in the ambassador role that I play, kind of thing, I bounce around to all the different parks, and I know there's a lot of, especially in Canada, a lot of the parks are kind of really connected. They help basically help each other. We're actually this Tuesday night we're doing a Canadian park owners show, and a lot of the park owners are like, yeah, let's get on there, let's help each other. So you know what? I don't know what if it's if it's something like that people are raised with, or how to do. Canadians are nice, so I don't know if they're like I've never seen that kind of thing where I'm not coming to your park, I'm not doing this thing. A lot of times it's just like, the parks are pretty much spread out, so there's really no competition, and because there's no competition, they're kind of like if you need help, that kind of thing. So
that's nice.
And we probably here in Australia are behind the 8 ball with America, because of the private ownership was so tough that you had to have a gun license. See, we had the security. You had to have the same security as a real firearm. So the firearm had to be locked in a safe. The ammunition, the paintballs couldn't be in the same areas where the gun, the volleys that hold the paintball gun.
Right.
That was one of the categories of why firearm paintball was so tough here in Australia. Now that it's been reduced, the restrictions are less. That we can work on getting probably more people to have their own equipment to come out and play. But what I have seen, like when they went to speedball here in Australia, they sort of banned sledging. So that's when I said I wouldn't be playing anymore, because I couldn't take the piss out of anyone else on the field, respectfully taking the piss out of them. But I wasn't interested in wasting 2,000 paintballs in 7 minutes. So the woods ball or bush ball was my style of play, and that's one of the things that I promoted on my field. And I'm not interested in doing the speedball. And there are other fields that are interested in that, but it's not a big thing for me. It's not a big thing here in Australia as such, because people don't have the money to spend that to play speedball.
When you mentioned that the gun laws over there are pretty strict, I get a lot of flack. A lot of people don't realize that I had an actual on-air radio show for 3 years on a public radio in Pendleton. We're not talking I did a podcast. We're talking I got on an actual radio station and talked about paintball for an hour once a week.
Wow.
When I did that, I found out a lot of things about what our own gun laws say about paintball. And the reality of it is airsoft is a toy. It's managed under the toy laws. And paintball, being an air rifle defined by the U.S. code, is managed by our firearm laws. You are supposed to be a certain age to buy a paintball marker. No one enforces it except at Walmart or Target or whoever's selling them at a big box store.
Well, here you got to scan your license.
You have to be. You're supposed to be 16. Australia has to have a firearms license. Well, maybe not anymore, but there are laws that govern what we're supposed to be doing, and a lot of people don't understand this because they just insist that's not the way it is. The key is definition. When they define something, that's what slips it in there, and you're sitting there going, no, that's not right. But if you go read the definition and you realize that the definition fits. Tippmann had that propane powered, what was it, CS something, propane powered pump.
Yeah.
Reason that died wasn't because it wasn't selling, it's because ATF got involved. And people don't realize that it had a flame involved. As a result of the way it worked, there was a small flame that was produced that fired the paintball, and that created a firearm and changed how the people had to look at it. It wasn't a great idea. I mean, 20,000 shots off of a single tank is an amazing idea, but the way it operated produced a situation where they had to take it off the market. And I don't know anybody who has one or got one, but I know that they were on the market for a very short time.
Well, it's a good thing right now we're on HPA. Hey, Tim, real quick question for you. Have you ever heard of, or actually all of you, have you ever heard of this thing, this complete history of paintball?
Yeah, the video's about to come out.
Yep, April 20th. Why don't you guys watch that down there in Australia, Tim? Maybe that might help you out.
Right, there's a lot of paintball fields that are happy to work together, but it's just one of those things, and the knowledge is power, and if you keep the knowledge to yourself and you don't share it around,
right,
that's when you have a problem. And as I say, one of the fields believes he's the entity, and a lot of these the woods ball players play on his field, and it just makes it hard. Like, I think if you go to different playing fields to have a different environment, when they take your environment back to their field, just to revamp their field for their playing, it's probably you're losing the variety of playing fields. And we're working on it. There's with the change of the gun laws, and that's one of the things that this field did do, was push the change of the gun laws, which was a good thing, across the board. So we've only started here, but we're talking about airsoft. Airsoft is illegal here in Australia, in New South Wales. They've got a couple of the fields, Western Australia and South Australia, I believe, have it. And now that the mag feds are coming in, and they're not the standard mag fed that looks like your M4. It's these things are made so they don't look like an M4.
Wow.
In case they walk out in front and someone wants to point one at a police officer and he shoots him.
Right.
It could be suicide by cop is what they're classing it, but it's no different to someone walking out and sitting on the highway in front of a Mack truck.
Damn.
It's just one of those things they look at is how what can be perceived as what a paintball gun looks like.
Okay, so Tim,
well, that's not too. That's not totally. I mean, not just there. Like, honestly, like, I mean, Mark, you know where I live at, right? So it's like, I mean, I remember one day we were headed up to the field, and I was carrying my TMC. I had my Condor vest in my arm and my TMC in my bag, and it happened to be a cop was riding up the street, and he's like, "What's in that bag?" I'm like, "Listen, it's paintball. Calm down. It's okay." Like, but it's like, I mean, but it's not just there. It's not just there though. So I mean, to your point of suicide by cop, it's kind of the same situation where it's like, I'm carrying this Tippmann TMC, who, which looks like a M4 rifle, and then he's looking at me like, and then I got this Condor vest with all these mags on, and he's like, "Okay, where are you going, sir? Like, I need to talk to you for a second."
So Tim,
that's not just happening.
About that every time I leave. Like, when I'm going to a paintball field, everything's packed up. But when I leave the paintball field, it just gets thrown in the vehicle.
Exactly.
And I'm heading home, and I'm like, I just hope I don't get pulled over.
So Tim, let me ask you this: if you guys want to do a Australian show, if you want to get some of your people that think the same way you do, if you want to get them on so we can spread the word about Australia and paintball, I'm in. You can just let me know about that.
That'd be awesome, Tim.
Yeah,
we'll jump on. I'll get
and,
a few of the.
So Tim, tell us what this is.
That's one of my playing fields.
How many do you have?
Sorry, that's all of different scenarios. So that's one of the fields I have. So I've got 12 individual playing fields on my paintball field.
Wow.
scenario. Yeah.
Nice.
Are
So
they
that's one
linked?
pretty
Are they linked? I got to ask you, are they linked together? So just say, for example, if you were to have a big game, would they all be able to be kind of seamlessly linked together?
Yes. Yeah. So
That's awesome. That is dope.
there's one of the fields. Some of the fields is the Omaha Beach field that I built, and that one I've had that for a while. And that's got the bunkers and trenches sort of get up into the take the bunker. And then there's the street fields, which I've made out of shipping containers and concrete blocks. So
nice.
You know, it's not a field that has to have a lot of maintenance on it all the time. It's like, you know, they're concrete and steel, but these are the ones that my young bloke Norman put up, and I'm not sure. I believe he might be the ambassador for the brigade program here in Australia.
Nice. Okay.
Probably Ryan will confirm that one a bit better, but yeah, there's if you're stalking the Facebook page, you'll probably see the goanna coming in eating sausages and the kangaroo. So, but you're welcome to go onto the Facebook page and have a look.
Okay. Well, you guys, let me ask you this before I saw people crawling on the ground. You guys got some funky ass spiders and snakes and shit like that. I mean, is that like okay to do?
Yeah, they go and hide. They don't want nothing to do with you as much as you want nothing to do with them. I've had a bloke lay on a red belly black snake. Now, I believe that our red belly black snakes are like I think you call them your rat snakes or something. I know that's what they call them at D-Day. And they just sort of get rid of all the vermin as such. But the red belly blacks don't have hollow teeth. The venom runs down the back of the teeth.
Yo. So
it's if you've got clothing or something that can absorb a lot of the poison that could come from the snake. But and as I said, I had a bloke lay on one, and he jumped up and he screamed, and the snake caught in his clothes, and it fell off him. And as the referees turned around to see what was going on, the snake's gone through the referee's legs into the creek.
Yo, dude!
What kind of snake you got there,
dude? No, thank you.
We've got some really deadly ones. So the Eastern King Brown is one of the deadliest snakes of taipan we've got. But the Eastern King Brown, it'll keep biting you, and it's got the hollow teeth. So with each strike, it's hoping that it can get into a vein or an artery to send it straight back to the heart to eliminate the threat. But if you respect them, as I said, you've got to respect them. And you see the snake, you walk around it. We have a python. It's like, I think you've got pythons, your carpet snakes or whatever, and it was curled up in the middle at the base of a tree in the middle of a game. And this guy's come up over the gully and put the gun up, and here's the snake sitting right there looking at him. And so everyone freaked out. And we're going, okay, it's only a python. It's not venomous as such. And it was killed up. So we just kept playing around it. Yo. Everyone knew where he was. He didn't move. Everyone knew where he was. But the funnel webs are another one. I've had a guy telling me how the funnel web was striking at his goggle as he's crawled in behind a tree, and as the funnel web jumped up. We got some nice things. But I did play the year I played at. I went over to Chicago. I also went over and played in Denver at one of the fields with the CEF. That's a team that I'm with. And they had a snake that growled at you, and I've never heard of a snake growling at you, and they're pushing it out in the creek. Into this, and they're going, but aren't you worried about it going down there and coming up on the beach where the enemy was? He said, well, that's their problem, isn't it?
Crazy.
Hey, Tim, what about that brown recluse,
me and
though?
Matt, I think the worst we got to deal with is a bunch of frogs with names.
Exactly. A whole bunch of preacher frogs, right?
You have frogs with
preacher, House, Bill.
Exactly.
You have frogs that do what?
We got frogs with names running around.
Yeah, keep talking. I'll be back in a minute.
We're about to leave.
Mad
it's almost 2 hours.
Right. The Mad Frog Militia.
Okay. Oh, the Mad Frog. All right. So listen, you guys, we're at almost a 2 hour mark. I want to again listen. Tim, we're about to pull the plug on this one. It's 2 hours. So again, here's what I want to do, you guys. The show is sponsored by Make Your Own Trackswear. Maybe you should get that stuff in Australia. Contact them, and maybe you can start repping them in Australia. Use the code Reaper to get 10% off. And again, the initiative that we're doing is, if you guys can help us out, produce as much content as possible all week long. The one that I'm going to be doing right now is the scenario big game one that we're doing right now. The chats we're having. And just keep it going. Just keep everybody, flooded with content. And, you don't have to be funny all the time. Not everybody can be a joker like me. I'm joking. You just we just want you guys to, stay connected. So do us a favor and do that. Just make some content. Type in Paintball Strong, put the hashtag Paintball Strong. And so you guys, any closing words before I pull the plug?
I got something for Mark.
Wait, hang on a second.
Mark,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
David, what's your next big game?
Wait,
It was supposed to be.
That's right.
It was supposed to be
You
Germany.
put me on a spot.
Fuck you. It's supposed to be Germany, and it might be Canada. There is nothing. I don't know until it happens. So wait, hang on.
Okay.
Mark, that was your closing ask. Nice, good job. All right. Anyway, listen, Leon, what do you got to say?
Go to CorsairFoundation.com. Send me your money so I can have people fix boats and learn how to do it.
Go funny.
Then we can have an amphibious landing.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Leon, for coming into the trailer and not having all the wind at your back. I like it. Thank you. I want to thank NJ for coming in. Also, he contributed. I want to thank Mr. B-Rad. He came in as well. I want to thank him also. Matt, where do we find you? What's going on?
Mutant Paintball 313 on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook is where you can find me and the rest of my team. I had something for Mark, though. Mark was working on trying to get a lot of the fields in the Midwest to kind of coordinate their next dates. I just want to say, if they haven't gotten with you, please get with them so we can get these dates right, so our calendars will look good, so we can have these games if we ever get to playing paintball again.
I love it. Mr. Miller, give us a shout out. Where do we find you? And do me a favor and try to get that coalition together so we can do an Australian show. So where do we find you?
HunterValleyPaintball.com.au or Hunter Valley Paintball Facebook, Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia.
I like it. It sounds good. Whew. We got a 2-hour show in the bag, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. You guys, we got another show tomorrow. I got a show tomorrow. Tuesday's show is going to be the Canadian park owners. They're going to be getting together to do this. We got another show coming up. It's going to be all women. It's going to be I'm going to call it the Estrogen Show, and it's going to be run by Mrs. Hastings, Greg's mom, who's a motivational speaker, and so she's going to be running that show. And that's it. So you guys, again, if you want to be a show producer, if you got an idea, let me know, and let's make this happen. You guys, gentlemen, don't run off. I'm just going to close the show, and give me 1 second here, and I'm just going to pull this one out here. Cast.